Matlock here for Free Body, and I'm about to give you some really simple skills and tools so you can take care of yourself and feel awesome. Do me a favor, if the things that I teach you help you today, drop a comment, let us know, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel. I'm producing a lot of material right now and putting out lots of videos to help you. So subscribe, like, drop us a comment, and I truly hope that this work serves you well. What I want you to do is take your soft ball in your right hand. Now I want you to cross that right hand over, take your left hand, go underneath your armpit and find that bottom corner of your shoulder blade if you can. And then you take your left thumb, kind of like the bottom of your deodorant line, and squeeze, right? That back flap of the armpit. Excuse me, that back flap of the armpit, that's latissimus. And then as you walk up along that back of the armpit, the more you relax that top arm, the more the tissue will wiggle. And that's teres. So we're gonna go up through here. You could start with that soft ball, especially if you're having any nerve entrapment in that ulnar nerve. And so I'm just putting the ball right at that bottom corner of the armpit, of the shoulder blade, excuse me. And then I'm rolling. See how I'm rolling toward the ball where it comes even onto the side and then over. Now, if you do this for a little while. And if that ball isn't quite firm enough, you can switch to a larger ball. This is typically what I do this work with in my own body there. And now I really feel it. Ooh, I wouldn't go right to the small ball just yet. I would save that for in a little while. The bigger ball is going to make it easier for you to trap the latissimus. Now my arm is moved over so you can see the ball. It might be more beneficial for you to let that arm just rest and hang down, right? But if I do that, you can't see it. So I'm moving mine out of the way. That makes a little stretch on that tissue, so it makes it kind of pop out a little bit. Oh, and there. Now, you'll see I start honing in, right? I'm just going clunk, 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 clunk. That clunk, clunk right there, that little spot right there is the edge of latissimus. And I want to trap that edge of latissimus and take a couple of deep breaths. You might find your body wants to wiggle a little. You can, because latissimus is an internal rotator of the shoulder, you could do a little internal and external rotation of the arm like that and kind of move that tissue underneath the ball. And then we're going to follow it up. We're going to follow it up a little bit higher. So the turn so you can see, here's the bottom tip of my shoulder blade. Now I'm above it a little bit. And I want to stay at the back of the armpit. So here I am back of the armpit. And I'm still kind of rolling onto the ribs under the armpit and then bumping into the edge of the shoulder blade now. Move off, bump into the edge of the shoulder blade. That's where you're going to get the trapping the tissue, is when that ball pushes the tissue into the edge of the shoulder blade. Now this is teres major. Latissimus and teres major are dear friends. They pull the arm down and they internally rotate the shoulder. And teres major, and then its little friend teres minor right above it, which we're going to hit next. There's the ulnar nerve passes between them. So freeing lats and teres major and then teres minor, you might feel, some folks will get radiating pain or numbness or tingling in the forearm. If you're having that, I'd like you to really pay attention. Does this upper area cause some of that? Does this ball in the back of the armpit? Now I'm not fully on the shoulder blade. That's coming up soon. I'm right at that edge. I'm trapping that back flap of the armpit against the shoulder blade. And then I kind of want, I find myself, I want a little more pressure. So stepping my outside leg out a little further. I'm going to trap right up against that shoulder blade or up into the rib. You'll feel a thickness. Ooh, I got a good spot right there. So once you find a good spot that you want to sink and hold, take a couple of deep breaths there. Relax your eyeballs, because when we're focusing, sometimes the eyes get really wide. So soften. That will help the nervous system, it'll signal the nervous system to soften the whole thing. Soften your jaw, tongue down at the bottom of the mouth, not up at the roof. Breath in the belly. So good, right? And now we're just going to keep going. We're going to just ride that edge. Back of the armpit, up on the shoulder blade a tiny bit. Back of the armpit, up on the shoulder blade. Back of the armpit, up on the shoulder blade. Keep moving the ball. My ball keeps wanting to kind of migrate up. So I'm going to move off the wall. Here's where I am. See how I'm at the back of the armpit. I'm not on the shoulder blade itself. That would be back here. And I'm using this bigger ball because it works best for this. The little tiny ball, the smaller ball, the tennis ball size ball, the small MYOfoam, you can use that in here, but it will be, everything is going to feel tender. So I like to use this ball in this area. We're about to get that small ball in just a moment. So teres major, edge of latissimus. One more breath here. All right, let's take a pause, take a moment. I'm going to show you a really nice lats and teres major stretch. And I'm going to show it from the back so you can see the whole thing. So you're going to take your arm to the wall. You're going to turn your fingers to the left, right arm to the wall above the head, this way. And then I'm going to step back and side bend. That feels good, right? And then we're going to put the palm the other way and open the chest. And then we're going to do a lats stretch. So from this side, this is what it looks like. And I step back and side bend. And then we turn and get the chest stretch. Great. So now we're going to do that lats and teres on the left side, and then we're going to get right into teres minor, infraspinatus, rotator cuff muscles more specifically after this. So you can start with the soft ball. You want to always check and make sure that your body is ready for a firmer ball. The two sides of your body are different, right? So I take that ball in the right hand, go here. I want to find that bottom corner of the shoulder blade. Relaxing the arm makes it easier to find. Here's that bottom corner. I take my fingers in that flap of the armpit, wiggle it. That's my latissimus. That's the teres. This is what we're working on, okay? So we can take the softball, start low at that bottom of the shoulder blade, and just start warming it up nicely. Checking your breath. Rolling all around. It's nice to get familiar with your body using the soft ball, right? Because there's edges here, there's bony edges, that inferior angle of the shoulder blade, inferior angle of the scapula, or bottom tip of the scapula is bony. And so a firm ball, if you're just start mashing around with a firm ball, that's really not going to feel very good. So letting your nervous system know that you're coming to do some work. Start noticing those speed bumps. Clunk, 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 clunk. Going, twisting. Ball goes into almost the armpit, and then ball goes onto the shoulder blade. Clunk, 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 clunk. Now that it's a bit more ready, now we're going to take a firmer ball and go in here. Mm-hmm. And I want to start low. Get that ball low and little twisting. Clunk, clunk. Find that little speed bump down there. And then can you trap that little speed bump? Mine's right there. And it's a little tender right there. You can go up and down a little bit there. Is that the most tender spot? Or if you bend your knees, the ball goes up a little bit. Is that your more tender spot? Little tiny twists following along that thickness of tissue, along those lats. Find the spot that really wants the attention that you're giving. And the spot means that it's sensitive, it's exquisite, it feels important to the health of your body. Just take a couple of breaths here. Remember that you could do some internal and external rotation of the arm, which looks like this. Ooh, yeah, there it goes. Oh, it kind of flared up and then softened. So that's often what I feel in my body when my trigger points, they'll start going, oh, So now we're moving up a little bit, just following along that outer edge of the shoulder blade. Notice I am perpendicular to the wall, and then I twist, little twist movements from there. Clunk, 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 clunk. I'm basically playing with my teres major right there. Clunk, clunk. You could trap it up against the shoulder blade. Oh. And this is often a very tender spot on everyone. It's often a muscle that we don't give much attention to, but just make it work real hard. So most people don't come in to receive body work from me and say, hey, will you massage the back of outside flap of my armpit? Nobody says that, but I know they need it, right? So I do. So we're gonna sink in right there. I find myself doing a little wiggle, a little bounce here. Every once in a while, stop moving. Let the ball sink in, because if you're moving, you're staying a little more superficial on the tissue. So by stopping and sinking, you actually get into those deeper, layers that might be where the tension is actually living. So if you're having trouble finding a tender spot, maybe stop moving and just sink a little more. Now that point feels a lot better to me now. And do just a little tiny twist. And going up a little bit further. And massaging all along that back flap of the armpit. We're going to be here just a few more breaths. What you'll notice as you keep going up is that, boy, it gets real tender up in that upper corner. And that, for those of you who said that you had trouble like reaching behind you to hook your bra or to brush your hair or to grab something behind you, we're going to take care of you today. It's a good grand finale for our series, because those rotator cuff muscles just are needing some love. Let's go one more breath here. All right, I'm going to move off the ball. I hope that was as good for you as it was for me. And then we're going to do our stretch. So I take the hand up to the wall, I turn the fingers facing the other direction. I step back from the wall and over to the left, and then side bend. And you could play with that, twisting a little bit in that position. And then we're going to go to the chest opener and bring the hand behind you and step and turn the other direction. And then again, lats and teres stretch, hand to the wall, step back, step left. Big opening through all of that area where we were just working. And then come up, little pecs stretch because they work together, pecs, lats, teres. Okay, great.